Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, August 12th. I'm Michael Taylor. Thanks for joining us. On today's show, we've got a good one for you. Harvard Eye Institute's Dr. John Hovannisian is going to be here, and he's going to be talking with Francine Brokaw from Beyond the Red Carpet, that host of that program. And they're going to be talking about a recent eye surgery that Francine just had. Spoiler alert, she loves it. And court-appointed special advocates, CASA, they're of Orange County, they're going to be here. Norma Mendoza, my conversation with her about this amazing program, CASA, you can get involved in. I hope you do. It's a great program. We're going to be talking to Norma a little later in the program. Hey, we want you to stay informed, and we have a good one to tell you about. Emeritus Institute is coming up. August 21st, classes are going to begin, and this is a great program that offers free, lifelong learners right here in the village opportunities to take classes on any number of subjects. You can look them up on www.saddleback.edu for emeritus / and for more information you can call 949-582-4835. They have a great program. You should be a part of it. Let's take a look outside and let's take a look at our weather. It's going to be a great weekend. I hope you get out there and enjoy it. We're at the low 80s. The humidity has moved out, and the temperatures are pretty mild for the rest of the weekend and into the weekday. So get out there and enjoy your day. Sunrise, sunset, let's take a look at that one. We have our great picture that we have here from Alan Clark. He got a great sunset shot, and that is over in Alhambra across Mendoza. And sunrise was 6:11, sunset 7:40. Okay, when we come back, we're going to be talking to folks from Harvard Eye Associates. Stay with us.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 45 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit us anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
At Harvard Eye Associates,
we are committed to your vision care
and quality of life.
It's a commitment we don't take lightly.
Our trusted team of doctors provides specialized eye care using state-of-the-art technology.
We deliver what matters to you
and your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
We are back. I'm Francine Brokaw, the host of Beyond the Red Carpet. But here today, I'm not talking about that. I am also a patient of Dr. John Hovannisian at Harvard Eye, and he recently did my cataracts, which was an amazing experience. And what we're going to do today is we're going to take you through my experience from start diagnosis to today, which today I am 13 weeks out of my second surgery. So this has been a really fabulous experience for me. I had no idea I had cataracts until you told me. So then after we got the diagnosis, the next step was deciding what kind of lens to use, and we had big discussions about that.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here and join you, Francine. A really unique experience for me to speak here on camera with a patient of mine who recently went through surgery. And you've done beautifully, like most patients, and it's wonderful to hear your comments and hear the feedback that you've had. Yeah, it's a lot of people who have cataract don't know until they just begin to have issues with their vision. And usually it's not all the time. It's more like, during certain activities that are hard to see. Reading fine print or driving after dark.
Driving was very difficult for me.
Yeah. And tell us what you noticed when you were driving that was
I noticed
hard.
Sometimes the two headlights would turn into one big one.
Yeah.
And then I'd have a lot of lights everywhere,
Yeah.
and it was very annoying to drive. It
Yeah,
really
it's sort of
was.
like having a dirty windshield in your car. If the lighting is right, if the sun's coming from behind you, no problem. But the minute you're driving toward the sun, there's scatter of all that extra light, and that happens with headlights and every other light on the road. When you're driving after dark, it's already hard to see because it's not just black and white and high contrast, it's very low contrast. The world is made up of grays and blacks that are hard to distinguish. So
Yeah, well, those big lights really started bothering me, started giving me headaches.
Yeah.
So that's when I definitely decided I need to come and see you.
yeah, yeah. And indeed, you did have cataract, and we talked about surgery, which is a fairly simple process with a few risks and a few side effects that people need to know about, but generally a very easy to go through process.
There was no pain. I mean, absolutely no pain at all. And I hardly had any anesthesia because I don't like that anyway.
Yeah.
And it just breezed through it. It was easy. But how did we just come across the light adjustable lens?
Yeah, so when we do cataract surgery, what we're treating is a clouding of the internal lens of the eye, a process that happens gradually throughout our lives. And so we treat it by replacing that lens with an artificial implant. It never gets old, never loses its power, and in fact, it sets the vision for the rest of our life. Our prescription won't meaningfully change ever after we've had cataract surgery. So yeah, so we have all this great technology that we can choose from. And for certain people, certain technologies are right. It's just like buying a car. You know, I need an SUV because I've got 4 kids. Well, I want a smaller car because I like to go places where I can park in a little tiny space. And we all have different needs. And the same is true with our eyes.
And since I had worn glasses since I was a little kid and then went to contacts, and then I had the PRK surgery,
Right.
which was amazing to me. But I didn't want to go back to any glasses. I had been reading readers. I've
Yeah.
been using readers for many years. And I just, you asked me how much I wanted to wear glasses. I said, I don't want to wear glasses.
You were really clear about that, and that was helpful to us to understand. And of course, one thing we can't do is make somebody 22 years old again. We can't make their eyes perfect. We can't make them, like they better than God made them. But we can use this wonderful technology, subject to its limitations, to help people live a better life. So in your case, an important part of your history was that you had had prior surgery. You had had PRK, which is very much like LASIK surgery. It's a laser surgery to alter the shape of the eye when you were, many years ago, to help you see better. And then as cataract developed, we have to replace the lens of your eye with something that will give you good focus and allow for the fact that your eye had been altered, right? So that makes things a little more challenging for us. With any implant, for someone who's had prior LASIK surgery or PRK or one of those variations, it's impossible to predict precisely how the eye will see after surgery. So we talked about, and we ended up using with great success for you, a lens called the light adjustable lens. And what makes that different is that in most lens implants, we have to do measurements of the eye before surgery, pick a lens, and then kind of hope that that's the right focus for the patient. With the light adjustable lens, we don't have to know exactly what implant we need before surgery. We do the surgery just like a normal procedure, but afterwards, we can adjust the power of the implant inside the eye. Isn't that incredible?
That was amazing because when you first put it in, when I first went home and the first week before my my adjustments, I was worried because I didn't see that well.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh no, what did I do? But then when you started adjusting them once they were in my eye, it was amazing. And you know what I think is amazing as well is colors are bright. I noticed colors are so bright and vivid now.
Yeah.
But the light adjustable lens is a little tricky. For some people might not want to do it because for until you get them all adjusted, you have to wear glasses, right?
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, and now you're modeling them for us. So the way the light adjustment works is that we use an ultraviolet light source that uses ultraviolet light to alter the shape and the focus of the implant inside the eye. It's very safe for the eye, but it alters and it lets us adjust the lens. So during your daily life, while you're outdoors, there's UV light from the sun. And outdoors, or if you're indoors in a real sunny room, a real sun-drenched room, you do need to wear those glasses, and you're showing they come in different varieties.
I wore them religiously because I didn't want any mess up. And then the sunglasses are really cool anyway, because you have to wear those in the sun. But I was not worried about using this. But I'll tell you what, since I've had my surgery, it's amazing. I did monovision, so this eye is focused far, this eye is focused near. I was able to thread a needle without any magnifiers, which I haven't been able to do in 10 years.
Yeah, so monovision, as you point out, is that one eye slightly different from the other. It's one strategy we use for people who really want to have the widest range of vision with no glasses, and it works really well. And you know, some people take a little bit of time to adjust to it. It can take even up to a year to fully get comfortable with all aspects of it. Tell us about your...
Yeah, I'm still adjusting a little bit, but I have to tell you, if anybody is on the fence about getting their eyes checked for cataracts, don't hesitate, because it is one of the best things I've ever done in my life. I can see, and people at Harvard Eye, I told you before, you go out of your way to hire the best and the friendliest staff ever. It's amazing. I love it there.
Thanks for saying that. You know, thankfully we live in such a nice community of people like you and others who, you know, who refer us all their friends and family, and they tend to be very happy people, and we enjoy working with them. And we have an atmosphere in the office where we try to treat people like, you know, family members. We try to take care of them the way that we would want to be taken care of. And we hear a lot of feedback about that, and it's just the right way to do things as we see it.
Well, I've had an amazing experience, and I don't need my glasses anymore. I don't need any glasses anymore. Sunglasses obviously, but and colors are so bright, and it was a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So anybody out there who is in need of or concerned about their vision, definitely head on over to Harvard Eye.
Well, thank you for that. It's a real pleasure to have taken care of you, an honor, and thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to chat with you today about it with our community.
Oh, yes, and like I said, I wanted to explain to everybody that it was an easy process, and I'm very happy with it. So thank you again for everything you did for me.
Francine. Thank you.
I appreciate it, and I can see you.
Isn't that great?
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you and your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
O'Connor Mortuary has been healing hearts, inspiring trust, and comforting souls since 1898. As one of the oldest family-owned and operated mortuaries in California, we are proud to be a long-standing pillar in the community. Our unwavering commitment to providing support in a time of need is what sets us apart and allows us to build strong bonds with each family we serve. Thank you for choosing us for 125 years.
Welcome back to This Day. We have a great program I want to tell you about. Norma Mendoza is here. She's a volunteer recruitment manager for CASA. Tell us a little bit about what CASA is in general.
So CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate, and it's a program where volunteers are matched one-on-one with a youth in foster care, and they become their mentors and advocates throughout their time in and out of the court system.
Okay, how is that different than being a foster parent? Isn't a foster parent someone who's kind of the advocate for these kids as well?
Yeah, so foster parents actually take the youth into their homes. Our volunteers are able to take youth on outings out into their communities, and then the really special part about the program is they get to go into the courtroom and advocate for them with the judge.
Okay. And what kind of advocate do you have to be an expert in law? Do you get training for these kinds of things?
Yeah, that's a great question. No,
I'd be a little bit nervous going, I'm going to go advocate for my foster youth in front of a judge.
Yeah, and it might be nerve-wracking to stand in front of the courtroom and things like that, but really it is an opportunity for you to be able to observe the cases, be able to make recommendations, and really amplify the voice of the youth in court. You do not need any background experience. We provide all the training opportunities for you, and we have a really extensive training program.
I'm guessing it's an important part, but maybe a smaller part. What is the bigger role that these advocates play in the child's life?
Well, there's a lot of instability when it comes to a child being in foster care. You are moved from placement to placement really often and school to school. So first of all, you are adding some stability back into their lives. You are a consistent, supportive adult that they can depend on to continue showing up for them. And then I really want to emphasize that piece about the courtroom, because that is really where the difference happens. A lot of the times our judges may not be seeing the youth in the courtroom. They may not be hearing directly from them. So CASAs are there to really essentially have a megaphone in the courtroom and communicate what the needs of the child are.
How long has this program been around? Is it? I know I've heard of it many years back. Is it just something that was always part of the foster program, or is it something that kind of came into being when they saw that maybe a need?
Yeah, so actually it was founded back in 1977 by a judge in Seattle, Judge David Sukup, and he talks about having a lot of cases coming across the bench where he didn't have enough information to make more holistic decisions. So he called on community volunteers, and thus CASA was started. And a fun fact actually is when he retired from the bench, he became a CASA himself.
There you go.
I think that's a testament to the program.
The one he founded, he said, this is working. Get involved,
exactly.
Right? So you talk about retirement and getting into the program. Is there an age gap? Is there something you're looking for? Can seniors in this community here of Laguna Woods Village, can they be part of this?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is mostly the population that we get when it comes to our volunteers, because those are the people that have more time and resources to be able to give back to their communities. And so there might be some age gaps. We do see youth all the way from 0 to 21. In California, there's something called AB 12, which means extended foster care. So our youth are able to stay in foster care up until 21. So there could be a variety of range and ages. And actually, that's not federal law. And so only a handful of states have AB 12, extended foster care, which really should be the federal law.
Yeah, because a lot of those kids, they're 18, they're kind of dumped, I don't want to use the word, but kind of dumped out of the system, right?
Right.
Okay, you're on your own. Figure it out from here.
Yeah, and I like to tell people, think back to when you were 18. Did you feel that you were ready to be a self-sufficient adult without the support of your parents, your network?
I could barely tie my shoes.
Exactly. I don't feel like I was an adult until years after that.
Right.
And so I think it's unfair that we're sending our young people out into the world and expecting them to be productive members of society without the necessary skills. So AB 12 really comes in handy with 3 extra years of support and really focusing on that transition period when it comes to housing, where you're going to live, how you're going to make sure you have food and access to the services that you need.
What are the things that would be qualities you'd look for in a CASA volunteer?
I think really it's just someone who has the heart and the time and wants to continue showing up. Really, we have full-time professionals, we have retired work professionals, we have people from really a lot of different spectrums in terms of their background, and everyone brings a unique set of skills. Some people might be really good at making sure that the youth is set up with their finances. Some people might be really good at making sure the educational aspect is set up, and so we take that into account when volunteers come in to be able to match them with a case where they'll be able to do the most good.
And how do the foster youth kind of respond to this program? Has it been a positive influence on them, or what's the feedback you're getting from them when they have someone from CASA come into their lives?
Yeah, we actually survey our youth every year to make sure that our program is working the way that it's supposed to for them. And so we get really positive feedback. We like to say we're a preferred person in the life of the youth because, they have a lot of people coming in with lanyards telling them what to do and kind of what's going wrong. But our CASAs are there to just take them out and let them be kids for a few hours. Let them toss a ball at the park and, just focus on them. And so really it is someone that they want to continue seeing, they want to continue having this experience. And whether or not they may or may not have the skills to communicate gratitude and communicate or really understand what the impact is, we hear a lot of stories from, years later where advocates are being invited to weddings and, maybe they become godparents to their kids. And so it really is a positive relationship.
So that makes me think of the time commitment that a CASA volunteer has. If you are assigned a youth, and let's say they're 10, or is there an expectation you're going to be with that youth all the way through to 21 or whatever that might be, or what kind of time commitment are we talking about here?
So we ask for a 2-year commitment, and that's because the average time of a youth in foster care is about 18 months with a 6-month stability period. And so we ask for that 2-year commitment to make sure we're not adding, trauma or instability to the life of the youth. However, we know life happens, and so we're not, gonna keep you if you need to go. But we just like to make sure that, we're providing that stability, and that comes out to about 10 to 15 hours of a commitment per month.
Okay. And what's the feedback you get? I imagine since you do survey the youth, what's the feedback you get from the volunteers in the program? Is it working for them? Is it overwhelming? Are they getting the support they need?
It always depends on the case, but we do match every volunteer with an advocate supervisor, which is one of our staff members. That really is the point of contact throughout their time as a volunteer. They're the person that they go to vent, they go to celebrate for happy and difficult things. So there really is that point of contact. And a lot of our advocate supervisors have actually been CASAs themselves in the past, so they really know what it's like to be in the shoes of the volunteer.
So kind of graduate up to being the mentor for the mentors kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it is a paid position, so it is a staff member. But yeah, it is a really wonderful relationship, and I think our volunteers get a lot out of it too. They say that as much as they feel like they're helping the youth, they also feel like the youth is helping them become a better person.
If this program wasn't here, what would be the results? What do you feel like? Where would we be missing in terms of serving these foster youth?
Well, we have professionals that are always working on cases that obviously do their best to be able to give the time one-on-one to each youth. But the reality is we are dealing with a system that is overburdened and underfunded. And so there's social workers carry about 40 to 80 cases depending on their situation. And so the role of a CASA really is to be that person that focuses solely on the child. And when it comes to our impact, we know that, for example, youth in foster care have a graduation rate of 58% from high school, but when you place a CASA in the life of a youth, that graduation rate goes up to a 92%, which really, having a high school diploma can impact outcomes later on.
And what's the interaction like with the foster parents and the CASA volunteers in terms of how that coordination works, and is that something that gets done by the program, or is something they work out together in terms of, hey, I'm going to pick up Bobby and do my thing here? Yeah, so what we do is once a volunteer finishes all of our steps in terms of training and all of those things, we do what's called a file read, where we present a case to the volunteer. They get to read essentially what has been going on and make a decision on whether or not that's the case they want to take. And then after that, they do an initial visit where they coordinate with the caregiver depending on where the youth is placed. And then after that, it's kind of up to them to coordinate schedules, see what works out, and outings usually happen weeknights or the weekends. Okay. How can people get involved? What do they need to do in terms of outreach, phone numbers, websites, things like that? Yes. So the first step is to attend an information session, which you can sign up on our website, www.casaoc.org. We have virtual and in-person sessions that you can attend and learn a little bit more about our program, and then take it from there. Sounds like a fantastic program. Norma Mendoza for Volunteer Recruitment, thank you so much for joining us and telling us all about this. Thank you for having us. All right, stay with us.
Hi there, we're Orange County Labs. Please call us today for your VIP concierge phlebotomist in-home lab collection appointment. We simply come to you in the safety and convenience of your very own home for any lab test. As a covered benefit at no cost to you, we will draw your blood for your physician with results the very next day. One call to Orange County Labs does it all. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
All right, folks, it's Saturday, so therefore it's the Saturday movie. Let's talk about it. It is Book Club, The Next Chapter with Diane Keaton and a great cast of characters. Jane Fonda's in that one too. And so I want to tell you a little bit about this one. It's called The Next Chapter, and it's a sequel to the original. It's starring Diane Keaton, of course. The four friends in the book club finally meet in person after COVID forced them to switch their monthly meeting to Zoom calls. Vivian reveals her engagement to Arthur, and the four friends take a bachelorette trip to Italy, what culminates in a destination wedding in Tuscany. Kind of sounds like that Sex and the City, but a little older. So hope you enjoy that. Hey, let's stick with the movie themes with some announcements we have. The Senior Center, Florence Sylvester Senior Center, has some movies going on Wednesdays and Fridays. It's kind of a great way to beat the heat. They happen at 12:45. And they've got some great ones coming up. The Producers, a classic, great movie. That's coming up over there. The Dig, Imitation Game, Ray, The Laundromat, the list goes on. All the way into September, they're doing these movies. They're going to be fun, and get out there and enjoy those. Also, we have a great one for you. Tribute bands are going to be coming up. This is a Donna Summer, Casey and the Sunshine Band, and Madonna tribute bands are going to be performing at the Performing Arts Center, and that's a great one. You can go get your tickets at the box office. Tickets.lagunawoodsvillage.com. Call 714-686-3932 for more information. That's coming up Saturday, August 12th. You'll like that one. Should be fun. And the Fit Brain Club of Laguna Woods, if you're interested in the healthy aging question, Fit Brain Club is going to be meeting Monday, August 14th at 10 a.m. and the Clubhouse 3, Dining Room 2, and they have a great event coming up. Sharpen Your Mind, Memory Tips and Teasers with Ben Allen. That's going to be August 14th. And one more to tell you about before we go. Old Pros Presents. We had these guys in earlier this week, and this sounds like a real fun show. Going to be two short plays, two one-act plays going to be performing on the same night, Tuesday, August 15th at Clubhouse 5 at 6:30. Members are free. If you're a guest, it's going to be $5. August Heat and Death Knocks. Death Knocks is a short story written by Woody Allen and adapted for this play, so it should be a fun one for you. Let's take a look outside and look at our weather one last time before we leave you on this Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful day. Temperature's going to be in the low 80s. The humidity has left us, and so we're going to have a cooler kind of feel to the air. It won't seem as muggy as it has for the past few days with all the drizzle we've had. 81, 82, and 83, we're building up those temperatures. It's going to be a really warm week, so enjoy the weekend temperatures while you can. All right, and then let's see, Monday on this day. Let's find out what's going on Monday this day. We have Representative Kim Young's going to be coming in and giving us a congressional update. And Pageant of the Masters, it's still going on. Great summer program down in Laguna. They're going to tell us all about what's going on there and how you can get tickets for the show. So stay tuned for that. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. Hope you enjoyed the program. And for all of us here at This Day, hope you make this one a great one.
Dr. Farhumand and her associates at Brilliant Smile are excited to announce we now feature cone beam computed tomography. CBCT scans have many benefits over traditional X-rays. They are fast, safe, non-invasive, and provide better care to our patients. The 3D images provide an accurate view of teeth, bones, and soft tissue. It allows us to diagnose and treat more effectively. Also, it features modern diagnosing of sleep apnea by checking the airways and obstructions. Get started today. Call Brilliant Smile, Laguna Woods Village favorite dentist.